Hey there. If your brand depends on being found online, there is a shift happening right now you cannot afford to ignore. We've all seen it. Organic traffic is sleeping. AI overviews are showing up for many queries in Google. Tools like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, and others are becoming people's first stop for research. And the truth is, most brands are becoming invisible in this new reality. If you have no idea how to adapt to this new age of AI-powered search, you're not alone. The problem is most advice out there is either vague, outdated, or fear-mongering. So I built something better. I've actually built a short guide based on what's actually really working. The guide is based on the notes that I've been doing for the past, I would say, 9 months. I've summarized my findings, I've summarized the studies that I've read, looked at the mistakes that I've made, as well as the wins that I've had. I called it the AIO Framework, and in this video, I'll walk you through every layer of it. You'll learn exactly how AI search works, what has changed in the search landscape, why your traffic might be dropping, and how to evolve your content and strategies so it gets cited and summarized by AI search engines. Let's start with what's actually changed in the search landscape. Before, you would go to Google, you would type in your keyword or the query that you have, and you will scroll to see the results. You will see the 10 blue links. You will pick the best looking link and click on it and get your answer right there. Right now, people are not searching as they used to. Now they are going to ChatGPT, Perplexity, or even Gemini and getting a full answer in seconds summarized for them right away. That's powered by something called Query Fanout. The AI takes your question and it searches the answers to your question as well as to as many related queries as it thinks is necessary, and then it gives you a synthesized answer. And that is why your traffic might be going down. Even if you still rank organically on Google, the clicks just don't happen anymore because people see the summary of what they need right on top, neatly summarized by AI overviews. And here's the thing, AI search does not work like SEO. Traditional SEO was about ranking pages for keywords. Now AI search is about finding content to summarize or cite. Before, clicks and backlinks used to matter a lot. Right now, the significance of those two will go down. And right now it's going to be more about the structure, credibility of your content, and the entities. These are the things that LLMs can understand and reuse. And if your content is not built with that in mind, it won't be seen. Now, let's talk about who you actually are optimizing for in 2025. There are 3 major players: is Google AI Reviews, Perplexity, and ChatGPT. We'll start with Google AI Reviews because this is seems to be the most important one. This is where Google summarizes answers using generative AI, and it's showing up more and more, especially in the SaaS searches. In fact, latest statistics show that 16% of all the searches, of all the queries that are made on Google are triggering AI reviews, and this number is growing by the day. Now, Google AI reviews are pulling from 3 to 5 sources in general. Sometimes those sources are linked by Google, sometimes they're not linked. But if you are not showing up in any of those, you're just invisible to your target audience. To show up in AI reviews, you will need structured data, you will need short summaries on top of your content, and a lot of topic authority. But I'll go into that a bit more in detail later in the video. Next is Perplexity.ai. Perplexity crawls the open web, it returns a clear answer, and it shows citations to the user. It's big in tech and B2B, and your ICP might already be using it. Perplexity rewards precision, so format matters a lot. You want to use headers, lists, citations, even internal data. Finally, there is ChatGPT. ChatGPT is still in early stages, but it's learning fast. And with browsing on, it can surface your content. Bear in mind that ChatGPT is using Bing.com to pull the data from, so you would want to make sure that your website is indexed in Bing.com. Update your site, make sure to use Q&A structure, and make the page skimmable and factual. If you do that, you won't just rank, you will be quoted on ChatGPT. But again, we'll get into the nitty-gritty a little bit later in the video. So how do you actually make your content visible to AI? That's where the AIO framework comes in. The AIO stands for Awareness, Intent Match, and Optimization. And the framework is not about chasing hacks, it's about structuring the content the way the LLMs need it, and they can parse it, summarize it, and cite it. We'll start with the first layer, awareness. And awareness is all about making your brand visible across the web, not just on your own site. So LLMs learn by association. If your brand is not mentioned on social media, forums, or related content, you will be skipped. What you need to do is to make sure to build authority related to your niche. So build content clusters and make sure to interlink them properly within your website. Then you want to make sure that to repurpose that content across multiple social media and user-generated content communities like LinkedIn. You want to make a video on YouTube about it, and you want to be on Reddit, as well as you want to show up in relevant communities that your target audience spends their time on. My favorite way to be relevant for the target audience is to listen to sales calls, to go back and understand what your target audience really needs, and try to find questions related to their pain points. I'm using tools like People Also Ask or Ahrefs, Answer the Public, to find the questions that people really ask and are interested in. And bear in mind that those questions might have much less search volume than the big keywords, but that doesn't matter, just because you are going after the quality, not after the quantity. Your goal is to make your brand feel unavoidable across your category. Whenever people are typing in their concerns related to your niche, you want to be there in every single platform that they're visiting. Next is intent match. The intent match is all about formatting and making sure that you're hitting the sweet spot for the answer. When it comes to formatting, you want to make sure that your content is aligned with what people in AI search engines are looking for. And what you want to do is to use question-based headers. And this is a simple change. You just want to use your normal header, rephrase it in a question format where applicable, and write your paragraph following as an answer. And that follows the natural conversation like pattern that AIs like to follow as well. Another cool trick is to start with too long to read or summary at the very beginning. This helps AI to quickly understand what your content is about, and helps you to be cited more often in AI reviews and other AI search engines. Another one of my favorite things to use is adding FAQ sections with schema markup. And the reason I like to use that is because in general, AI search engines are working in a way of question answer format. So having an FAQ section within your article or within your page where applicable is really helping to hit that point. You want to answer the relevant questions for the topic that you're covering, and use an FAQ schema markup with that as well. Lastly, you want to see what's already ranking in AI reviews or what's summarized by search engines, and you want to see what kind of content is showing up. If it's blogs, you want to create a blog around that topic. If it's a video, make sure to hit a video. If it's a listicle, create a listicle. Don't reinvent the wheel. Usually what works already is the best bet. Now let's get technical. This is the optimization layer. You want to make sure your content is accessible, it's crawlable, and it's fast, and it's machine readable. You want to, aside from using the proper schema markup, as I already mentioned, you want to make sure that your site is loading fast, it's using proper tags for AI crawlers to be able to actually access your website, as well as you want to use a clear heading hierarchy. That is not to say that you need to structure your website purely for machines, because in fact, human experience on your website matters a ton, and it will matter much more than before, because if people have a bad experience on your website, they don't engage with it, they bounce back right away, Google and AI crawlers can see, and they essentially will derank your content. Now, LLMs don't just care what you say, they care who you are and what your brand is. For that, you need trust signals. We're talking about the experience, expertise, authority, and trust. And that's a big one with traditional SEO as well. To help showcase your authority and expertise, you would want to make sure to add author bias to all your content with credentials. I have a couple of favorite examples of author pages that I will share as well, and I feel like those are a must in current day and age. Aside from that, you also want to use person and organization schemas on the proper pages on your website to show AI that you are a real company and what kind of services you provide, as well as for a person, you want to showcase the credentials. Another big one is not on-site but off-site, is getting reviews, because AI crawlers are really interested in understanding how reputable your brand is. So they are crawling all the software aggregators, potentially some directories. So you want to be featured in all the directories and aggregators that your category is applicable for. And you want to have as many third-party mentions as possible. I wanted to provide a real quick example of how this AIO framework actually works in real life. I've applied this framework to one of the clients that I started working with back in November 2024. They are a company in the construction technology space, providing construction project controls to construction companies. What we've done for them is we've analyzed their content from the AI friendliness perspective. We've started working on the SEO in conjunction with AI, looked at whether their articles and pages were missing the proper schema, whether the articles were answering the actual intent behind the query, and looked at their link building profile as well. After working on their SEO and AI optimization for 6 months, they've seen a pretty good result in 5,000% increase in users coming from purely AI traffic, and they've seen more than 30 conversions coming from ChatGPT as well. Remember, AI does not just read, it parses the content. So you want to format your content like a prompt, use short declarative sentences, use question headers, tables, visuals, quotes where applicable. Having multimedia featured within your content is also very important. Build an infographic around your topic, make it shareable. Build a video around your topic, embed it within the content, because AI can read all the multimedia and you increase your chances of actually showing up in AI reviews and other search engines. To wrap it up, the way people are searching nowadays is changing fast and it's going to continue changing. And at the moment, a lot of good content is invisible. It just gets buried, perhaps in organic traffic, perhaps it doesn't even show up there. But the good thing is that you don't need to overhaul your whole strategy or overhaul your whole website. You just need to start working on what's already on your website. You just need to apply the framework that we've learned today. Start with your first 5 pages on your website. Add the structure, add schema, make sure that your brand is visible online, submit your brand to the proper directories, and take it from there. I also have a checklist that I've created based on this guide that I use pretty much for every single piece of content that I put out there. And if you're interested, I'd be happy to share it with you. Just drop me a message or drop a comment and I'll send it over. Thanks for watching, and you go and make your content AI visible.